Hello and welcome to the second video in my DC inspired makeup series. This week we're doing a look inspired by the Riddler and a look inspired by Penguin. So we got kind of a very bold, fun look, and then we got kind of a more monochromatic black and white look. So let's start with the Riddler look first. Now for the Riddler look, I started with a tinted moisturizer on and my eyebrows already done, and I already taped off my wings so that I do that on camera all the time, so I mean, you've seen it a million times at this point. And then I just put on eye primer there, set it with powder, and right now what I'm doing is I'm taking this stick eyeshadow from Wet n Wild and just creating a really nice like green base for the eyeshadow to stick to and blending it, patting it out with my finger. Then I go into that big crown brush palette that I have, and I take kind of this like gray green color and I use that in the crease to kind of blend out that stick shadow and to kind of create a nice crease. And then I go a little bit darker and we just kind of focus this darker green shade on the outer corner and blend it up into my crease. And now I have this really bright neon green eyeshadow that's in that palette, and we're just going to pack this all over my lid. And then I was noticing that it wasn't being quite as vibrant as I wanted to. You see it's kind of like dull and kind of a little bit patchy. So then I took out my Wet n Wild setting spray and I sprayed that on the brush, and that made a world of a difference, and it just made the eyeshadow so much brighter. So definitely recommend. And then after I was done with that, see, that's what I'm doing here. So then after I was done with that, I kind of just took that grayish green shade back in my crease and blended all of that out to get this like nice very green eyeshadow look. And then I took this plum colored felt tipped eyeliner to create the wing that I wanted. Plum because the Riddler does that whole purple and green thing, right? And then off camera I took off the tape, I cleaned up under my eyes there, and I put on my concealer. For some reason I don't have footage of that, I just have that for you, I don't know what to tell you. So I did that under my eyes, and then I set it with a ton of powder so that I could bake it for a bit, and then I highlighted the rest of my face as I saw fit. I do love to become Avatar, the last concealer blender. And then I blend that out with this beauty blender, and then, you know, set the whole rest of your face with some powder. Wipe off all that bakage from under your eyes. Then I'm using this like pinky blush that has a lot of gold sparkle to it, just because I really wanted to sparkle for some reason. I don't know, it sounded like fun. And then I'm taking my NYX Jumbo eye pencil in Cottage Cheese on a little angle brush. I'm just taking that under my eye so that I could stick some orange eyeshadow under my eye to create like another line under my eye that matched up with the wing liner. You'll see in a second. I had the sense to zoom in a bit here so that you can see it up close, but I really wanted, because the Riddler is often a ginger, you know, he's often portrayed as a ginger, I really wanted to have some aspect of this makeup be orange, so I decided just to go in with an accent orange kind of under eye line, and that is the orange that I do. See, you can see it really well there, and then I just kind of keep building it up, this orange color, to get what I wanted. Now I'm taking like a pale gold highlighter and I'm just putting that on my cheekbones, just a little bit, as you can tell, just a little bit. No, just kidding, a lot, because I overdo that highlighter all the time. Then we're also going to take that same highlighter a little bit in my tear duct and a little bit on my brow bone. Then I'm going to curl my lashes and apply some mascara. You can definitely do falsies if you want to, but this particular time I just didn't. I don't know why, I just wasn't feeling it that day. Then I'm taking a white eyeliner and I'm just lining my lower waterline with it. And then the final step is to take this dark purple liquid lipstick. This one is the Sephora collection one. And just do your lips dark purple, and it kind of matches the dark purple eyeliner that I have going on there. And that's it. That is my completed inspired Riddler look. If you wanted to draw a question mark or incorporate a question mark into your eye look or your face somewhere somehow, totally go for it. But this is the look that I came up with. I'm really happy with how it turned out, especially considering the Riddler is probably my least favorite DC character in general, because I just don't love him. So on that note, let's transition away from the Riddler and move over into good old Cobblepot. Now, for some reason, even though Cobblepot is not glam and, you know, not contoured and awesome, I decided that we were gonna go full glam for Penguin. So I already have foundation and my eyebrows done in this part of this video as well. So right there, what I'm doing is I'm just applying like a little bit of like a peachy pinky concealer, if you will, under my eyes and on my eyelids as a kind of like a base and a corrector, and then I blended it out, and now I'm going under my eyes with like a lot, like borderline too much concealer, and I'm blending it out with my beauty blender, and then we're going to set that concealer with like a lot of powder, and I'm going to bring it all the way out. Usually I just bring my powder like just under the beginning of my eye, but we're going to bring it all the way out because I am doing such a dark eye look. I'm worried about fallout because I already have my foundation done, you know? Just a little bit worried, so we're just going to use all of this powder as a safety precaution. I'm just going to take a little more of that powder and set my eyelid, and then we're going to take this black gel eyeliner and we're just going to use this all over my eyelid to create a nice base for the dark look that we're going to do. Now I'm taking like kind of a light gray and I'm blending it into the crease, and then I'm kind of going darker with my grays in the crease to kind of blend it out, smoke it out, build it up. And then once I felt like my crease was sufficient, I went into a straight up black shade and just kind of patted this all over my lid, kind of leaving a hole in the middle like you can see there. And then using that blending brush I was using before, I blended out the upper kind of crease there to kind of blend it out better. Now I'm just wiping away all that extra powder, and then I dipped my finger into this really super shiny gray eyeshadow, and we're just going to pop that in the little hole that we left in our eyelid. And then I'm going to use my finger and whatever other brushes I just had around to help blend that out and blend the crease out. And then you're kind of done with the eyeshadow look at that point. Then I'm going to take this black eyeliner and I'm going to line my lower and my upper waterline. And I'm going to take a little bit of like matte black eyeshadow and just kind of use that to smoke out the lower lash line. And then I'm also going to blend it up kind of into my upper lid crease and into the outer V up there, just to make sure that the upper lid and the sort of under eye area is all cohesive and looks like it belongs. Then I'm going to curl my eyelashes, apply a ton of mascara as I do, and then I'm applying these like really obnoxious giant falsies that I love so much. These falsies are actually a little bit too big for me, like the band is too wide, and in theory I could just cut them, but for this particular look for Penguin, for some reason I really like the idea of them being too long and almost making my eyes look droopy on the outside there, if you can tell. I don't know, I just felt like it really suited the look overall to have the lashes be a little bit too big. I feel like that's a thing with birds, right? Anyway, now I'm just setting the rest of my foundation, and for some reason, even though Cobblepot would probably not be described as gaunt in most of the incarnations of him, if you will, I decided to like really contour the shit out of my face. Like we really contoured my cheeks there, really contoured the jawbone, really contour my forehead, and then I really go ham on my nose because the longer and pointier my nose, the more beak-like it is. Although it's already pretty beak-like, right? Now I'm just taking a white face highlighter. This is actually a White Frost, I think it's called, by MAC, and we're piling that on my cheekbones as a highlighter, and then I'm just also going to take it in my inner corners and on my brow bone to highlight everywhere there. And then I do believe the very final step in this look is black lips. So this is a Kat Von D Everlasting Liquid Lipstick in the shade Witches. And then after that, you are totally done with this very monochromatic black and white penguin inspired look. I don't know, I really like how this one turned out. I really feel like even though it's like super goth, it's something that I would probably actually wear. So I really hope that you enjoyed this video, both tutorials. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you have any videos you would like to see from me in the future, please let me know. I would love to make that for you. Again, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye! Pretend I have a monocle.